Me this morning in announcing this new era in the city of Fort Wayne. I also, before I go any further, I'd like to point out that City Councilman Tom Didier, who now represents this area, could not be with us this morning. He's attending a funeral, unfortunately. But today's ribbon cutting for Westbrook Rain Garden is the beginning of a new era. I believe it helps us greatly in solving a long-time problem, while at the same time bringing a unique beauty to this area. In essence, hope is planted. You know, I was a city council member for this area for 20 years. I first ran when I was very, very young. Very young. But I remember that year after year, it would flood here. In fact, I think the first time I really, participated in the flood effort was, I think it was the spring of '83, right after I was elected, and this whole area was underwater, both Westbrook and Eastbrook. I wanted to come down to help sandbag, and I couldn't get in because the water was so deep. So I left and I went to one of the fire stations and borrowed one of the firemen's boots, the waders, so I could get here to help sandbag. And we sandbagged all afternoon into the evening. Unfortunately, water rose so fast it went over the top of the sandbags, and we had to re-sandbag. You probably remember that, Kim, those days. What was really nice, though, was a lot of the homes that were behind us kept bringing us coffee, anything at all that they could do to keep us going to protect their homes. And what a very difficult position to be in, to be that vulnerable. Well, obviously, the flooding continued year after year, and in some years, this area flooded as many as 3 times in one season. But a lot of the residents, along with city representatives, felt there had to be a better way. So they felt that perhaps by the city acquiring their properties voluntarily and allowing us to take control of their properties, ultimately demolishing their properties and setting up what is now going to be a rain garden complex, would not only beautify the area, but it would allow them, obviously, a revenue stream to relocate in an area that perhaps was a little less vulnerable. But again, it provides us now with an opportunity to really capitalize on not only nature itself, but an additional tool for fighting our floods, and that is the Rain Garden Project. What I'd like to do now is to introduce Bob Kennedy to you. This is Bob's project, and he can answer in more detail some of your questions and also give you a little bit of briefing on what a rain garden is